Hello everyone, today I'm gonna do a couple quick edits. The first of all, I'm gonna do some edits on the Fujifilm X-T3 raw files, and I showed this editing process in my Instagram yesterday in the Instagram live. So I just want to document in the video as well. Many of you asked if the video is gonna be on YouTube as well. So I'm just gonna do a quick edit on this picture that I just posted. And this is the raw picture, but I reset the settings so that I can just redo the process. So the first thing first, I usually edit the cropping, so 4:5 and do 4:5 crop, and then because the head is toward this direction, I usually give more room to that side so that it's facing that way. So it has a movement moving toward that side, and then leave more room on that side, on the upper right corner. So, and because it's like a little bit of movement. So this is the original picture that from the Fuji, and you can see that if it's auto white balance, it's not cold enough. When I was shooting, I chose a very warm white balance already. But because I'm shooting raw, you can adjust in the post as well. I have been shooting raw for about 2.5 weeks right now. It's so far so good. I am learning the more stuff from the Lightroom, as well as the tone curve, how to use tone curve. So I'm gonna add more contrast to this picture. So add more contrast. Exposure we can adjust them later on. I can adjust the shadow a little bit and highlight save a little bit down. Let me check the vibrance. You can just slide in between and then check the vibrance. Maybe just slightly a little bit of vibrance. Okay, so this is the tone curve that I have been using a lot lately. So I'm gonna increase the light in the mid-tone a little bit. Increase, and then on the shadow make it a little bit darker so that the silhouette is a little bit darker. You can do two things right here. You can either move it up to have a little bit some of the tone in there, and let me check here. Okay, so that's pretty good. And yellow, I'm gonna reduce a little bit amount of yellow because I want to leave more orange there. You can see I adjust a little bit. So orange is the golden light. Just leave it slightly adjusted. And then this one, split toning. I'm gonna use the warm tone. And then you can adjust the warm tone a little bit. I will leave at 38%, around 30%. If it's too bright, you can just light the tone. If it's too much, you can just make it into 15%. But because this is golden hour already, and let me do it before and after. So after has more vibrance of the golden light. I'm just gonna leave the shadow a little bit non-touch, and let me double check to see if there's some green. I don't want any green in this. And then black, so increase the black a little bit so the silhouette is more like stronger. And I can see the horizon is a little bit tilted, so I like to make it more even. And okay, slightly adjust that. I'm using the vacuum tablets right now editing, and so far so good. I use it for 1.5 weeks, starting to get used to the vacuum tablet. So this is the picture that I edit. I'm gonna edit one more picture just before I head into today's shoot picture. So this is the original raw file picture. I'm just gonna increase the contrast, exposure increase a little bit, maybe slightly a bit, and then shadow, blacks getting more, and then sometimes I like the dehaze, but just slightly. touch. And let's do some mid-tone also. So slightly in here, and then a little bit of dark, slightly up a little bit. Then I'm gonna do the cropping, and most of my edits start with the crop, and sometimes I forgot the crop. So it depends on what's your preference. And a little more headroom because of the sunlight on her hair is pretty good. And then yeah, this is pretty good. So this is the sunset picture from Fujifilm X-T3, and I have been I edited all the other ones from the Instagram live yesterday as well. But for now, I'm gonna jump into another shoot that I just did today, so that I can edit some along the way, just for documenting my process. So I did a shoot with Kylie today in the Sacramento, and first thing I imported, and then I chose 22 picture into the Lightroom, and then I'm gonna do a Control A on the right hand side. In here there's an enable profile collection. I'm just to make sure the profile collection vignetting, I leave it maybe 80-90%. I don't use a lot of presets right now. I bought some presets previously, but I like to learn about each function first before I get into any presets, or I just create my own style from not using the preset. So let me see which one I want to edit. I can edit a couple one that without with the. Let's choose this one or this one. Yeah, let's choose this one first. Okay, so the first thing, let me scroll back up to the top, and let's do the same thing. Let's do the cropping first. Cropping 4:5. I'm gonna crop a little bit more of the hand. Also, it seems a lot of bright highlight on that side. I want to leave some context of the palm tree in the back. And first thing, the highlight is a little bit strong in here, so I'm gonna reduce the highlight safe, increase the shadow, contrast increase a little bit, and let me see, I can still see a little bit of yellow, white, and then let me try the dehaze a little bit, not too much. Okay, so next thing I'm gonna do a mid-tone. So I don't want it too dark because it's like summer style. I'm just gonna try to increase a lot brighter, and then turn down the highlight safe from here. And then the black, and let me see the tone curve from this side. Let me reduce a little bit more. Okay, so this area is still a little bit dark to me, so what I can do is oh, before I did that, I'm gonna this green is too light. I'm gonna make it like desaturate it a little bit, the luminance, and let me reduce the yellow so that it has the film style. Orange is the let me see, slightly maybe 1 to 3, and hold up, let me change the green a little bit more. Okay, increase the exposure slightly. Okay, so this area, let me try this. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do the split toning. Because it's the summer style, I'm gonna get a little bit of warm tone. This is too warm for me. Maybe on the highlight I give the cold tone and then I do it the other way around. So let's try it. I give a little bit of the cold tone in here and then give the warm tone of the shadow. Okay, and let me do another one from here. Give the warm tone on the highlight and the cold tone on the shadow. Okay, so that's pretty good. The highlight might increase slightly. Okay, let me try to increase the shadow a little bit more, and then the highlight safe. And let me double check. So this is before and this is after. Still the ground is still a little bit too bright for me. And I can increase the mid-tone a little bit. Okay, and the red, you can add more red in here, add slightly more. Let's check out the luminance. Okay, some blue in the background. I'm just gonna desaturate the blue. Okay, so this is my editing process of looking at the picture and then feedback. And sharpening, I don't do a lot of sharpening. Noise reduction, detail. Let me see what does it do. It is a lot of noise. No. So I think from there is fine. So the next step, so after, let me check, double check. So this is before and after. After I did that, I am gonna do the edit in the Portraiture 3. So I'm just gonna do an edit. And waiting for the program to come up. I just bought a new MacBook Pro. As those of you have checked in what I bought, I posted a picture. It's coming up next week, so that the import is getting faster. So I'm just gonna edit here. And this spot I'm gonna smooth out a little bit more in here. So I'm just gonna do a soften skin light so that it's not that harsh in here. So I'm gonna soften out the light and the skin in this portion right here. So you can see that slightly soft in here, and then let me say done. And for coloring, I can increase the eyes. So there's one more thing I forgot to do, is I can increase the clarity also. So let me zoom in a little bit more and then increase the clarity of the eyes. one is all out of focus, so I don't need a lot here. So mainly it's these eyes right here, and let me zoom back out. Okay, and I can increase the saturation a little bit also. So let me go back to the brush tool, saturation. I'm gonna do one more thing on the eyes, and just to see how it goes if I increase the saturation. Oh, this is desaturated. Yeah. So change it a little bit. Let me say okay. Okay, so I'm just checking how it looks different. Let me zoom out a little bit more. Okay. I'm just checking, and then I'm gonna reset this one, and then just do a, I'm not gonna do the saturation, I'm just gonna do the clarity, because the saturation change and make it darker. So sometimes I just do that all the time, and then I just do double check what's going on. Okay, so I'm gonna increase the clarity in here without the saturation. Let's see. Oh, it's actually the clarity that make it. Let me try one more time. Okay, so just slightly a little bit more, that's fine. Okay, so let me do a control command shift E to export to my folder, and then because I have this already, I'm just gonna copy and then paste to another picture. Let me see, I'm gonna paste to here to see how it looks. Let's see, it's a little bit too bright. Increase here. Let me try. Copying 4x5. Slightly adjust it. I want to leave some of the palm tree leaves to make it into context of these shadows. So, yep. And I'm gonna brush the clarity a little bit, just slightly, about 22. Yep. So let me see if I increase the contrast. Okay, so that's pretty good to me. Let me do the edit in the image dragon. Oh, the other thing, I need to smooth out first. So I'm just gonna do a brush tool, just smooth out a little bit on the shadow before I'm doing the skin retouch. Just smooth out a little bit, and you can smooth out the shadow a little bit, and then done. Now I can do the portraiture. So it's almost the same process. Every time I just double check with the feedback from like looking at the picture and what kind of like environment is like, what different lighting has different environment has different lighting. So then I adjust it on the fly, and I have to select the skin area and then click OK. Okay, so this is another shot I have. I can see that this is still too strong right here. I'm just gonna smooth this out a little bit more. Yeah, okay. Okay, so this looks pretty good to me. I'm gonna save. Okay, so I edited two. I think that's it for today, and thank you so much for your support. Stay tuned for more video coming up. Bye.